Hi, and welcome to Fear of Snowflakes podcast by HM Pinnacle Consulting. We are on episode 10, and I'm here with my counterpart, Beth. And we were just talking a minute ago about what we wanted to discuss today on our podcast since I was not prepared, shocker of all shockers. And so we did a quick little search on topics that might be interesting, and one like totally hit us both. Well, two did. The other one we'll save for another time, which is the food one. But the idea of TikTok attention span myth. So it triggered because you're right. Your generation does have a tendency to live on these beautiful little devices. But how does that affect your attention span, especially with things like Instagram or TikTok that are like immediate? Um,
Yeah,
you're done, right? Do you
yeah,
think that it affects your attention span?
yes, definitely. Actually,
Really? I was
in
waiting.
one of
Oh, no, not at all. I have just as much. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Lay it on me.
no, in one of my classes, actually yesterday, my teacher was like, "Huh, I wonder what the attention span now is for like adults. It's 8 to 12 seconds now."
At the front door. Seriously, 8 to 12 seconds? That's it?
Yes, which is so bad.
No wonder you glaze over after I'm starting a conversation with you. Like, that's what I need to figure out how to keep you engaged. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, I've really noticed it too because I cannot sit through a class anymore. Like, I
Oh,
just feel like like in high school, we weren't allowed to go on our phones at all, but in college, like, they can't really control that anymore. Because our classes are so big.
like you get bored and you zone them out, or
Yeah, like I just get bored and I have to go on my phone. It's so bad. It's like a tick.
no, but then how do you learn anything that's going on in the classroom if you're on your phone?
Well, you can do both. You can multitask.
Okay, see, this is that thing that's super funny and unique about your generation is you guys really do believe the idea of multitasking consists of being able to read an article on your phone while you're listening to someone else who's going to register.
Yeah.
Um, Do you think that maybe you don't gain as much knowledge from your course anymore because of your inability to have a long attention span?
Yes, for sure. Like my classes that are an hour and 15 minutes, like the last 30 minutes of it, I just can't sit still. Like, but my classes that are 50 minutes, I can like sit through and be fine.
Yeah.
But the longer classes are really, really tough.
I have to say that I think partially has your age group, but I also think that just is the world in general because I find the same thing. If I'm in even a seminar or a workshop or all of that, and you should easily be able to sit for an hour and a half, whatever. About 35, 40 minutes in, I'm making a to-do list of what I want to get done when I get finished here, or I've already zoned out and started thinking about something else. Or I'm just antsy sitting in my chair for that long. I don't like that. I think that's partially how our society is created, but I think more so, your generation has a tendency to like instant communication. Like that's why
Yeah,
people talk on Instagram and text messaging. Well, heck, and I even got you called it I called it a voice text, but you called it something else. What did you call
the
it?
voice memo.
Thank you. That those are things that your generation does because it's got to be quick. It's got to be something that you can move on from.
Yeah, it's actually like like a scientific thing. Like when you're watching TikToks, you get like a constant gratification or like reward once you like flip to the next video. And your brain, like until you find a video that you like and is like stimulating for you, then you watch it. But if not, you're just gonna scroll. So now that's why things nowadays, like classes, if they're not engaging for people, they're just not useful.
Do you find that you do better in classes that are participatory as opposed
Yeah,
to lecture?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I'm like talking with other people, like one of my classes, we have like multiple activities throughout a class, so that we're not just like sitting listening to the lecture the whole time.
Yeah, I would say that that's something that business owners need to be prepared for as well, as educators, is that things like projects, things like team meetings, things like that are going to be much better for you than long emails from your boss telling you what they want you to accomplish or do, or a lot of online type work that's not engaging. I think your generation is going to need something that stimulates their brain, whether it's research. I found your generation loves to do research.
Yeah.
Like I have Vanna who's helping with social media and marketing too. She said, "Give me research. It's my favorite thing." Because I had like three things on a list for her to do, and one she kind of glazed over, and she's like, Okay, and it was coming up with a strategy for something. And then one was a color palette, and she loved that idea because it was stimulating. And then the third was research on trademarks. And she was like, I love research. Give me research. And I was like, really? Like, that's the bane of my existence. I do it out of like requirement, but it sounds like that's something you guys like. Is it because it continually stimulates because you're constantly looking at different things and sites, or?
Yeah, I think that, and also just like I think we really like to learn new things too. Like as much as TikTok is fun for scrolling aimlessly or whatever, like there are like educational things on it, and you can like go down rabbit holes of like murder cases or like stuff like that, and it's constantly stimulating you because you keep wanting to like learn more about something. So I think that that would make sense why someone would like research, because it's just learning something you don't already know about and it's stimulating you.
So tell me, do you think you learn on TikTok or do you think it just stimulates you?
That's a good question. I think I have learned stuff on it, but maybe not the most useful information.
Okay. So I will say that the Instagram or the TikTok challenges and all this kind of stuff that people do, I don't think you learn from it. I think you experiment with it, but I think it's too short. That's the one worry I have in a work environment for your generation is that sometimes, even for collaboration or projects, you have to go into great detail about the end result you're trying to accomplish and put together processes and timelines and the boring stuff up front that has to be done so that the challenging work can be accomplished afterwards. And I worry that your generation will not engage during that first phase to the point where they won't even want to be a part of the second phase. And so, walk me through what you think we should be doing as business owners to keep you guys engaged in what I would call the boring phase for you, which is more of the development of the idea and the process behind it.
Do you mean like brainstorming and like ideas?
For the brainstorming.
Oh,
So
before.
usually when you're doing let's take a client project we've got going on right now. We have an onboarding project that has to be done for a client because they are in multiple states and they are not onboarding people according to their states. And I just found this out yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, we got to fix this. But before we get to the point of coming up with a project to fix it, I had to sit through like a 45-minute conversation with somebody who was walking me through how they do onboarding and what they put into it and this kind of stuff, which is necessary to get to the root of the problem. So then you can bring the bigger team in and say, okay, here's our problem. Now let's brainstorm to come up with solutions on how we fix it. And then we go out and we actually do the projects to fix it. But you have to sit through that first stage of walking through what's going on in great detail sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough. I don't know. But I think it also comes down to like leadership also.
Okay.
Like if you like your leaders and you value like them and they value you, you'll want to be more engaged in it, and so that you the end product can be better. And I think also like I don't know why, but I feel like storytelling a lot of times is very helpful, like when explaining things to get people to understand, because they are really engaging. And I think if you were explaining something like onboarding to someone, like telling stories could be very helpful, and it would give someone a better picture of what it actually means.
I love that idea. I think that's a brilliant way of doing it. I never thought about that. But no different than when I'm asked to be on podcasts, they always say, bring stories because those are so engaging. But you're absolutely right. I think, especially with your generation who has this attention span issue, it's one of the things you guys do have an attention for is reading like books or stories or because you want the end result you want to know what the last page is for lack of a better term. So if we can bring it into a story form that would probably engage you guys and get you more interested in that first phase of some of those projects and work environments
Yeah.
and also teaches you guys some really cool things that you wouldn't have otherwise known. So that makes sense. How long of an attention span do I truly get with you? Like, honestly, Beth, if I was to sit down, like even doing a one-on-one with you, how much time truly before you want to pick up your phone because you're jonesing to like see what else is out there?
Well, I think school and being on a meeting and actually talking to people is completely different. Like being in school, just having to sit there and listen to a lecture I don't necessarily really care about is a lot different than like actively engaging with people. I
Okay.
have a long attention span for that because I just love talking to people. But in class, it's like 30 minutes maybe.
So are you one of those people who also believes that multitasking can be done while you're on your phone, like watching TV or a movie and then being on your phone at the same time, gaming or flipping through things or whatever?
Well, it's not that I think I can do it, it's that I like have to. Like I can't watch a movie anymore.
Like even
Well,
in a movie theater?
it depends. It depends. I can watch a movie I've already watched, but I like can't watch new movies anymore.
What? Why? This is new. Explain, explain.
I don't know. I just like have to pay attention too much.
So,
It
okay,
sounds
it goes
really
back to
bad.
that whole focus thing that we were just talking
Yeah, it is.
generation.
And
That's
I think a lot of people my age experience that. Like you have to like be on your phone or something while you're watching a movie.
and you can't really do that in a movie theater because the
No.
light of your phone is so bright the person next to you is going to throw popcorn at you.
Why do you think all these movie theaters are doing so bad?
Well, I didn't know until right now when you told me people can't watch a movie. Like, that's news to me. I just never go because one, I don't have time. Two, it's freaking expensive and it'll come out online soon and I can watch it.
Exactly. Well, that's the main reason, but
Yeah, so I can go sit in some seat that somebody else sat in. There's popcorn all over the floor, or I could sit on my couch with my glass of wine and my dog and watch the same movie like 2 weeks later. So it has to be really important for me to go to the theater to watch it nowadays, but not because I don't have an attention span, but I like
yeah.
comfort. I'm like into my own comfort levels, right? Um, wow. So then do you still have a desire to see the movie, but maybe while you're at home so you can do other things and keep going, or does movies not hit you guys anymore? Like
Well, I'm also just not really a movie person, so this is
okay.
just me. Um, but I'm more of a show person, but I think it is because I'm of the attention thing too.
Yeah, I was gonna say shows are
Shorter
like 30
clips.
minutes long, maybe an hour.
Yes, and
A
I like
3 hour movie.
my favorite shows are like the 30-minute like funny like The Office, like very funny, like engaging stuff.
Wow. Okay, I feel like we should totally do like a survey of your generation to see like movies or shows, 30-minute shows,
Yeah.
hour shows, funny ones or drama or, crime. Like I'm dying to know. I think we should totally do one for your generation
Yeah.
because I think we would learn something super important and unique about number one, your generation and what they're looking for that way, but two, how we then turn that into our leadership style, our business, our work, even you guys as entrepreneurs, what is it that we should be focusing on to help you guys be successful in whatever you choose to do based on the fact that your generation is not set for success in long drawn out elaborate communication forms.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see that too, but
We're
um
going to do one, Beth. Did you just wait? You thought you had a Christmas break. You and I are going to put one together and put it out on LinkedIn because I think that would be brilliant to get feedback for.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at every single app, they're all making like short form content now. Like YouTube even has the YouTube Shorts.
Yep.
Instagram has Instagram Reels. TikTok is already short clips. Um, so you can see that people crave those short, very interactive clips that they don't really have to
And I
pay.
think that changes out also how we promote on LinkedIn too, because LinkedIn up
Yeah.
to date has been, longer posts, longer videos when you're doing videos, that kind of stuff. We really need to, if we're especially going to address your age group, we're going to need to rethink what we put out there, post wise, what we put out there for video wise, all of that too. Huh? Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to buy you a movie for Christmas just for the heck of it now. I'm just kidding.
I probably won't watch it.
Dang it, there goes those movie tickets I was gonna get you. Wait, oh, hold on before we go. Tell me about theater, like going to a play as opposed to a movie.
Oh, that's even worse.
Shut up. Seriously? So
Well, for
if
me
I see you at
personally.
like the Nutcracker Ballet or a
I
opera or a full length, seriously,
I don't
your
usually.
generation is making me cry. They're
Like
so
I have no
smart.
desire to like see a Broadway play.
And you've never seen one.
No, I have.
Okay.
Like the one I actually loved was Annie, but that's because there's like a lot of singing in it, and I love that movie.
Yeah.
I actually do really like musicals.
Probably because every time there's a new song, it's a
Yeah, and
change
it's a break.
in,
It's a
yeah,
break, and
exactly. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay,
yeah,
so what about concerts?
I love concerts. Yeah,
because every song's different
Mhm.
and the energy level goes up and down based on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's all about stimulation.
Wow. And do you find that there's no self-stimulation? Like for me, if I'm bored, I don't immediately go, oh, I need to get to my phone because that's going to entertain me. I think, okay, what is it I want to do? And it's usually mood based. Do I want to work out? Do I want to go for a walk? Do I want to sit with the dog? Do I want to watch TV? Do I want to get on my phone and play a game? Do I want to go out with friends? Like I choose that. Like I don't have to have this to choose that for me.
Yeah. Well, I think my generation definitely starts with the phone. But
Okay.
then if you get bored of your phone, then you have to go find other things.
People, human beings. I
For
heard you.
sure.
I have to go find. Like it wasn't like I get to go hang out with my friends. I have to. If my phone is boring, I have to find humans to connect with. I love that.
If none of my E friends are online, I have to go find them.
Shut
I'm
up.
kidding.
I know you're kidding because you're very social, but that is hilarious. And it's probably more true for people than we realize.
Yeah, oh, it definitely is.
I would say that also means for your generation, a word of advice for them is if they are truly people who they have to find other people at the last resort, probably should not find a work environment where there is large group settings, large team building projects, that kind of stuff. You really should tailor your work style and what you think you'd be successful at to your ability to be more alone in your work environment or small group or online or whatever it is, because otherwise you're not going to set yourself or the company up for success, and that's defeating for you. So really knowing, like you said early on in this podcast, I like people, so I like to talk, right? So you know that about yourself, so you're going to engage in that kind of atmosphere when you work. But if you are one of those people who only has friends online and only does everything from the computer or the phone, unless last resort you painfully have no food left in your house and you have to venture to the grocery store and talk to the cashier, you probably should choose a job that is only online based, or that you can work completely remote. Because you in an office setting, if you can't stand other human beings, is probably not the most helpful for you or for them.
I know, but I also feel like it's those types of people who need to be in
It's
an office setting
it's true.
because
Those are
that
the
is
people.
something that you can change.
Yeah, it's true. And if you want to challenge yourself, that's exactly what you should do. Take
Yeah.
yourself out of that comfort zone and go and try it. But
Yeah. I
just
think
be
it's so
cautious.
important to work in an office at least a couple times a week.
Yeah, no, I miss human connection. If I was working alone all the time, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Especially when you're first starting out.
Yeah,
Like you need that experience, I feel like.
yeah. Unless, of course, I wanted to go to a theater play or something, but I'm a little different generation than you. I think there's a lot in theater.
Oh
I
no, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. I actually wish I was one of those people who could actually be in the play. Like I think that's awesome, but I just can't really watch it.
Okay, but perform in it. See, that was my minor was theater. I performed all the
I
time.
know, I think that's so cool. I don't have that talent.
You don't know, you might.
I don't think I do. I'm more of a sports person.
You are, that is true. But that's still connecting and interacting, so that's always good too. Okay, well, I think I have learned more about your generation, sadly enough, in this case, as I expected.
I feel like I'm really not portraying us in a good light.
I think you are, though. And what I mean by that is whether I understand that concept or agree with like personally doing it, I am learning so much about how we've raised that generation. Like, there's nothing wrong with the fact that this is how you guys interact because that's what you're taught and that's what you've learned and that's who you are. And you unfortunately had the pandemic in there that pulled you away from human connection and forced you to be online all the time. So I mean, the world just created what you're going through, but I think a couple things that are unique are one, we need to tailor our work environments in a way that's going to engage you, bring you in, and also remember what makes you guys focus and function, right? Which is small snippets, interaction, lots of creativity, lots of opportunity for you to speak and communicate. Things like that, as long as we retailer our thought pattern, we'll bring you in and get all of the juice that's in your head, which is so much. You guys are super smart, but it's just having to get a way to engage you with that. The other thing I'm learning from it is things that we take for granted as forms of entertainment, you guys don't. And
Yeah.
so the world is shifting and changing, which means if I want theaters to stay around, if I want, I'm not a big movie theater fan, but like physical theaters, I am an actual live theater person. If I want them to stay around, people of my generation or other generations are going to have to be the ones who are going to see those plays because your generation's not going to go out of their way to do it because that's not their style. So it's just learning, or theater needs to be more interactive and more musical. I think
Yeah,
interactive theater, like murder mystery theater, that kind of stuff, you guys do like that.
probably.
Yeah.
Just haven't really seen it.
One of these days.
Yeah.
So it's not your generation is super unique and fun. It's just the fact that the focus kind of thing is different and one of those things we need to pay attention to.
Yeah, for sure.
Wild. I want away from you just one day on Christmas break and you'll like lose it. I'll be like, no phone today, Beth.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
I know. I don't think I can live without mine. I've made my husband turn around and go get it in the house when we've driven away. So
Yeah.
it's just guilty.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you all for listening to this episode. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to our channel. It's HM Pinnacle Consulting. We're also on Spotify. If you look up Fear of Snowflakes, it should come up. So thank you all for listening to Fear of Snowflakes, where every generation brings something worth listening to. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.